poor.
Great touch.
Yeah, and straight away.
It's in.
It's a wonder goal! Oh my goodness me! What a fantastic goal! We won't be seeing wonder goals like this in Forces football anytime soon, after the decision was taken to cancel the Inter-Services Championships for this season. With the season running from September to May and no Forces sport still happening at all, there was no chance football could go straight into an inter-services competition without the usual build-up matches to prepare players, many of whom are part of the military support for the continued fight against COVID-19. But those responsible for Forces football remain hopeful the game will restart as soon as possible once restrictions are lifted.
So depending on when this lockdown ends and depending how the national governing body wants to approach all levels of football, I think it's possible that some form of football will start before the end of this season, so before the end of May of this year. So that may be unit football, it may be station football in the first instance. And all three services will have their own priorities as to which football they want to start. And frankly, it's not for me as chairman of UKAF to direct or advise them, it's up to them. But it's entirely possible, and indeed has been discussed by the three service chairmen and myself, whether there would be the possibility of some representative team friendlies towards the end of this season, so the back end of April, early May perhaps. But that's dependent on many, many different factors. And we were keen to make sure that we didn't recreate the inter-services in some other way. So there may be the opportunity for friendlies, but it may be that the three services want to focus their restart of football, if I can call it that, at unit and station level, and that's perfectly understandable.
With this year's representative season written off, attention is now turning to the 2021-22 season and some very important fixtures ahead in the autumn, like the centenary Kentish Cup tournament planned to take place in Portsmouth. The French and Dutch forces say they're keen to play.
I think that's really good news because it begins to show they're not just football restarting at that UKAF level, and that's really important, but also that both French and Dutch guys are willing to begin to think about travelling, coming to the United Kingdom and playing those fixtures. From a women's UKAF perspective, we built up a very close relationship, for example, with Chelsea Football Club. We were unable, regrettably, to play the remembrance fixture that Chelsea asked us to play in November of last year. So we're looking at the opportunity of doing something similar in that sort of timescale for November 21.
Despite the current drought of military sport, including football, hopes are high we could be in for a torrent of action on the field later in the year, but only if conditions allow and it's safe for the players, officials and those behind the scenes. John Knighton, Forces News.